Hi guys, my name's Benji and welcome to my channel, Itchy Boots on two wheels. Out today on my bike, I went for quite a long ride out in the Transalp, and on the way home I just decided to go down a route that I've never travelled, gravel track, and this is it, just to show you a bit of a beautiful part of Tenerife. I mean, there's loads of beautiful parts of Tenerife and the Canary Islands in general. And I'm going to sit here with cold beer and just show you around. Um, and just basically go through Transalp ownership and basically how good the bikes are. I'm not saying they're just a good bike because I've got one. I've only had one. I've never had one before, so this is my first Transalp. I had a Honda MTX before years and years ago. I've had many bikes. I've been riding since I was 17, and I managed to get my full license before direct access and A1 and A2 all came in, so I could just go out and get any bike I wanted when I passed my test. And I think I just turned 18 when I did that, so I'm now 45. So I've been riding motorbikes since I was 17, sorry, on a CBT, and then full license at 18. And I've had everything from ZX6, ZX9, ZX7, ZRX11, RF900. God, what else? Virago 750. Kawasaki VN 750. I've had a couple of cruisers. Yeah, so there's a couple of cruisers there. I've got a Yamaha Phaser 2003 600 in the UK at the moment, so I leave that garage in the UK and use that when I go back, so I haven't got a car back there. And this Transalp I've got whilst I'm living on Tenerife, and it's Transalp 650. It's another 2003 model. And it's just a good bike, just generally a good bike. The only modification I've got on it is you'll see in a minute when we stop up, and you will see as I move the camera around, is just the Dominator exhaust. This is with the baffle out, but the camera microphone is not brilliant, and it's in the plastic case for when I'm off road. So I keep it in the plastic case, otherwise it might shake out and break. So the sound is not brilliant, but my previous, or the first video that I've done, you can hear it again. The sound's not brilliant. I need to get an external microphone for it because it just doesn't really do it justice. But the end can's really nice. It's high level. It's just nice. It tucks away nicely. It's for an aftermarket option. It fits really well. So we just come down this gravel track and gone past loads of old buildings, which they look like old settlements. And what you'll see in a minute is you'll see where the trawlers used to come in to the shore, and there was like I don't know, a place where you would store fish, like a cooler. At the end, we'll see there's a burnt out scooter, and there's someone else's scooter. That scooter there, you can see the Transalp there. I've got a 59 litre top box on there. I mean, it's really good. I can get two full face lids in there and my jacket. I use this to do all my own shopping, everything. I get a week's shop in there as well. So the top box is worth its weight in gold, and it goes straight onto the back of the rack. So beautiful as we're looking around. If you just see to your right there, we'll go down there in a minute, but the views are spectacular. It's very dry at the moment because it's the height of summer. But yeah, the coastline's really nice. And as we pan round to the right, you'll see it's a bit misted over, but there's another island there called La Gomera, and that's beautiful as well. So, but you can see it from where we are on the southwest side of Tenerife, and on a clear day you can see it really well. But there's cloud. There was a bit of cloud today, but the water is, I mean, it's lovely. You can swim all year round. It's probably quite warm at the moment, probably about 23, 24 degrees. I mean, it's like being in a nice cool bath when you get into the sea. And it's clean as well. There's loads of sea life that's further in. You can see from the colour of the water, it's really clean. And the salt content's not that high, and it's really soft on your skin. So, but a lot of cacti at the moment. There's hardly any greenery because height of summer, it's very dry. And temperatures have been getting up to about 35, 40 degrees. Highs of 40 degrees. So yeah, in the winter that would look a little bit greener. But you can see the settlement behind and where people used to live. So we're just going to go down this track. And the track doesn't look, on camera it's not really picking it up because it's not zoomed in, but it doesn't look that bad, which it actually isn't really. But the Transalp, I think the Transalp's actually all right off-road. Instead of the previous video, it's not brilliant. It's a nice lady there, wave her. But it's actually quite good. I think the suspension good. It's good for its weight because I think it's over 200 kilos. But I find it's quite hard to stand up on and feel like you're in control because I've got quite long legs, and the foot pegs, when you're sat on the bike, perfect position, but when you're standing you just don't feel like they're in the right position. And my arms, even though they're long, I feel that when I'm stood up on the pegs, my arms are not, I'm not in a right position, so I'd have to bend down quite a lot. So I stay mainly sat, but to be fair, it rides quite well. You can see how big the rocks are because it's knocked the camera forward, and that's as tight as it goes. But doesn't matter, it's just show you the track. But you can see it's got a 21-inch front tyre, and it's only a 90 section, so it's not very wide tyre on the front, so it handles the bumps all right. But yeah, I mean, I bought this bike for €1,600. I had to fit, the tyres were shot, so I fitted 2 new tyres. I did a service myself, so I dropped the oil, new oil filter, new oil. I put a heavier grade oil in there actually, other than a fully synthetic. And it seems to run, because it's hot climate all the time, it seems to run quite well on the heavier grade. When it was run on fully synthetic, it used a lot of oil, but now it doesn't use as much. And it's coming up to 60,000 kilometers. It's about 40,000 miles. It's just under, about 38, 37,000 miles. And it's in quite good condition. But for €1,600, if you think where this bike's going to take me, and this is why I'm making these videos and why I started this channel, because I mean, I've always been into motorbikes. I think they're fantastic. I love them. I love all types of motorbikes. I've ridden, everything from 125s up to biggest bike I've had is the VN 1500. I know, 1600. And a lot of high powered bikes like ZX9 was I think that was, I can't remember how much brake that was, 130 brake, 135. I know the hyper sports bikes now make stupid brake horsepower, but I've ridden stuff up to 150 brake. I like about 100 brake. I like inline fours. I love this V twin as well. I love V twins. I've never ever owned a single cylinder, and I would like one, and I would like to try a Royal Enfield Himalayan. I just stopped at that Muriel there, and there's some people camping out. So this is where the cooler would be, or the chiller would have been, where they bring the fish straight off the trawlers in the old days. You can see the crane there. And have you ever have a look over the edge? There's actually a hole in that wall where that crane is, where they would put the wooden crates and send them back down to the guys below, and then they go straight back out onto the trawlers, and the trawlers will go back out to sea again. So, but the sea, I mean, the water's so clean, absolutely beautiful. There'll be loads of crabs down there. And this is a Sunday, so a lot of people are enjoying the Sunday. Quite a few locals come down and use this, and young people. Not many tourists know where this is, because it's a little bit off the beaten track, so that they won't, some of them don't get to find it. A few of the surfers do. They come down here. Obviously, they don't surf off of here. You can see the swell's not very good, but they'll explore around here. It's quite nice to see people camping here, and they're really respectful. They're clean. They're tidy. They don't leave their shit anywhere. Oh, it's really good. The other thing I like about Tenerife is that you'll still find that people claim land. Now, I don't know if they're allowed to do this or not, but if there's a building that's being unused, they'll use it. You might get some, like hippie types or off-grid people that will come in, and good as gold, really. And I think that's a good thing. I think that if there's empty buildings and people haven't got a home, use them. you know. So, but coming back up, you can see there's quite a few cars that have come down here today. There's a guy coming down there on a little scooter as well. There you go. You can see the Transalp. The helmet's on there. So, but yeah, a fantastic bike for the money. And they're just, I think they're very, very capable bikes. Now, the reason that I really got off my arse and made this channel is I watch a lot of, and I do enjoy watching people's vlogs on motorcycle vlogs on YouTube. I do, but that wasn't the reason I did it. The reason I did it is because I thought the motorcycle vlogs didn't really represent motorcycling and how cost effective it can be, and how anyone really, as long as you've got the license, even if you've got just a CVT and you get a decent 125, you can absolutely, it's cheap transport. You can commute on it, you can adventure ride it. I mean, a 125 would get up here so much easier than the bike I've got, 125 Tranalp or 125, even though like a little adventure bike, because it's a lot lighter. And it's got enough poke to get up here. But I don't believe that you need to go out and keep watching videos on BMW 1100, 1150 GSs that cost 17, 18 grand. KTM Adventurer, another like 1300cc, weighs almost 300 kilos, 17, 20,000 pounds. You know, all these fucking bikes that they're showing you and that they're reviewing, and the constant flow of bikes that they review, just aren't really achievable, I don't think, for a lot of people. And again, they're all the people that seem to make these vlogs, like Motor Bob, they're all lifestyle choice people. You know, they stick to a brand. They think the brand's ultra cool. I've owned many motorcycles from many brands, and there's good points and bad points about all of them. But the thing is, you get off your arse, you get out there, you get a bike, and you start exploring and having fun on it. And I think what the channel's now doing is, you can see that they're heavily subsidised or being paid by people like Royal Enfield. That's no bad thing to Royal Enfield, because they're clever, because they're using the modern times and modern media to sell their product, which is really, really good, and they're getting the message out there. But I think that when all you see is, you know, every single Royal Enfield and every single vlogger has got a Royal Enfield for a week, 2 weeks, and they say it's the best bike ever, I just don't think it represents anything that's true anymore. So that's the reason I'm really doing this, is saying, look guys, you know, a couple of grand in your pocket, it doesn't matter what country you're from, it doesn't matter who you are, a couple of grand, 2,000 euros in your pocket, you get a bike like mine, you know, £2,000, get an even better bike than mine. You really can. You find it in the UK, motorbikes are dirt cheap, a bit more expensive in Europe really, but you know, and I'm not sure about the US second-hand prices in the US, but I'm pretty sure you can find decent second-hand bikes that have got years of life left on them, better build quality than new bikes today. Engines will be far superior. Yeah, okay, they might have fuel injection, they might be carbureted, but this is why I'm doing this. You know, 1,600 quid. Look, Freddie Dobbs, does he do anything more than me other than go to some hipster cafe and sit down and eat with his missus some, you know, vegan food or vegetarian food? Again, okay, the Itchy Boots, she went around the world on a Himalayan, which is cool, you know, but again, they're pretty much being paid to do this. They've got their sponsors, they've got to wear certain kit, they've got to tell you about certain things. They're going to go and go on these adventures where they go on ride outs with certain groups, or, you know, they go on these holidays. So this is why I'm doing this channel, guys. So I'm going to let you know about the bike, what it can do, how much you need to spend. I haven't spent a lot of money on my kit, not because I don't like nice things. Obviously, I do like nice things, but I just don't need to spend that amount of money, and I still get the same results. So, yeah. stay tuned. I've got other videos coming. I'm going to take you around the island on the Transalp. We'll, you know, I'll show you some different stuff. Come to Tenerife, guys. Look at the roads. They're perfect. There's hardly any cars on them, and they've got great variation. So, guys, I will see you in the next one. And like, subscribe. Ciao.